did you already watch all the anime I recommended for you on Netflix? I have another top 5 list here for you, so let's get into it. At number 5, we have a mecha-based anime here and a classic series that you probably have overlooked. The anime I am talking about is Guden Lagen. This story takes place in a future where Earth is ruled by the spiral king named Lord Genome. He forces humans to live in isolated subterranean villages. In other words, humans are forced to live underground and have no contact with the surface world. Because of this, they constantly live in fear of earthquakes. Simon, our main character, finds a drill-shaped key called the core drill, along with a mecha called Gunman. And this is where the story starts to take shape as he uses this mecha to drill a hole to the surface world. Simon and the others are in constant battles, having to fight with the anti-spirals, who are the ones suppressing the humans into the underground world. Kamina is Simon's best friend and the complete opposite of Simon. He's full of confidence and doesn't back down from a challenge. He is the one who drives Simon to become the man he needs to be. This anime might be an older one, but trust me, it is not one you want to overlook. The animation holds up and the story is really well told. We have to endure the journey with Simon and all the troubles he will be facing with the overpowering depression someone has to go through while trying to free his people from enslavement. This was a tough one to place here, as I did want to put it higher on the list, but nonetheless, here at number 4, we have the Garden of Words. So where do I begin with this? Well, simply, it's a masterpiece. I'm totally biased because anything this director creates, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. Makoto Shinkai makes some of the most heart-wrenching and emotionally impactful anime I have ever watched. This is the man who is responsible for one of the greatest films I have ever seen, 5 centimeters per second, and many others such as Your Name and his latest creation, Weathering with You. Seriously, I plan on making future videos just dedicated to all of his films and talking about them because I've pretty much watched them all, and they are absolutely amazing, and The Garden of Words is no different. This movie focuses on a character named Takeo Akizuki, who is a 15-year-old aspiring shoemaker, and a 27-year-old woman named Yukari Yukino, who we don't know much about in the beginning of this film. Takeo decided whenever it is raining, he will skip class and head to the Shinjuku National Garden, where he will spend his time designing shoes. This is where we get introduced to Yukari, who is avoiding work due to personal problems in her professional life. But during their interactions, she tells him nothing about what is going on in her life, not even her name. Takeo is the opposite and opens up to her, sharing his passion for shoes and offers to make her a pair. I don't want to dive too deep here because I truly want you to experience things for yourself, and it's best to have that raw emotional response to the scenes following up to this moment. Though what I will say is that both characters are played brilliantly, and anyone watching will immediately be able to relate and feel the pain of the characters and how they deal with loneliness and sadness. It is a truly beautiful film that I recommend sitting down and watching. It's only 45 minutes long, so make sure to add this one to your list. Alright, I think after something super emotional like that previous series, we will want to pick up the pace and get some humor in us with some incredible action sequences. So I think most of you will know this series, and it's none other than One Punch Man. That's right, if you didn't know, One Punch Man is on Netflix. Why are you still here? Seriously, turn it on right now and just go watch it. Okay, you want some more context as to why you need to watch this series? Then it's simple. We follow a character named Saitama who can literally defeat every enemy he faces with a single punch. The dude is so stupidly strong, it makes absolutely no sense. Saitama is constantly asked how he achieved this level of strength, and his answer is always the same thing. Train every single day doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, along with a 10-kilometer run. He gains this pupil named Geass, who is this over-the-top powerful cyborg, and the series is a pretty straightforward one. You have Saitama join the Hero Association, but despite how strong he is, he's considered a low rank because of how poorly he did on his exams. And Geass is ranked higher than him despite being his pupil. This adds to the humor of the show, but what truly stands out is the animation in season 1. The fluid and detailed animation of the fight sequences are unparalleled and absolutely breathtaking. It will make your head literally explode with how good it is. So if you are in the mood for some incredible action and sprinkled in humor, then One Punch Man is an absolute must watch. We are only 2 seasons in, and each season is only 12 episodes, so not a huge commitment. Next up, we have Code Geass. This series originally came out in 2006 and blew me away. If you like intellectual anime with a genius level tactician, then you will absolutely fall in love with this series. We follow a character named Lelouch who is sent to Japan as a political pawn. The world is broken up into 3 factions at this point. You have the Britannian Empire, the Chinese Federation, and the European Union, which includes Africa. Britannia invades Japan and conquers it, forcing Japan into the Britannian Empire. And this is where Lelouch, the son of the current emperor of Britannia, vows to save Japan and obliterate Britannia. Lelouch eventually comes in contact with a mysterious girl called C2, and she grants Lelouch a power known as Geass, or also known as the Power of Kings. This power grants him the ability to command anyone to do whatever he wants, and I mean anything. He literally can command people to bend their will to live, fight, or die on his behalf, and they will do so with no hesitation. Lelouch creates a disguise for himself and goes by the name of Zero, and becomes the leader of the resistance movement known as the Black Knights, and is gaining popularity and support among the Japanese. And this is where we truly get to see Lelouch shine, with his tactical abilities and thoroughly thought out strategies. It reminds me a lot of Death Note and how Light's ability was similar in a lot of ways, in terms of being able to control people with the Death Note and creating strategies revolving around this ability. So if you enjoyed Death Note, then I highly recommend Code Geass. I feel it's a popular series, but also really underrated and not discussed as much as it truly should be. So get ready, it's 2 seasons long with 25 episodes a season, so grab that popcorn and get going. At number 1, we have Attack on Titan. I'm sure many of you anime fans are well aware of this series, but for any of you who have not watched, then seriously, what are you waiting for? Log on to Netflix right now and start. I won't forget episode 1 because that was all it took to immediately get hooked into this crazy and devastating series. This is set in a world where humanity lives within cities surrounded by enormous walls that protect them from absolutely enormous man-eating humanoid-looking things. They are also known as Titans. We follow Eren Yeager, who is the main character that vows to take down all the Titans and reclaim the world for humankind. We are immediately thrown into a situation where Titans break through the wall which separates the humans and Titans, and it's the only real form of defense the humans have against these Titans. Once the Titans entered, it just becomes complete carnage and mayhem, while we watch all the helpless humans desperately try to cling to life while being literal food to the Titans. We follow the story of Eren Armin and the badass of them all, Mikasa, who is an absolute warrior, and we get to witness her do some of the most badass fight scenes you will see in this series. We get introduced to many other characters as well, one of my favorites being Erwin Smith, the commander of the Survey Corps, an absolute brilliant tactician who is always planning 50 steps ahead of everyone else. You couldn't ask for a better leader in someone like Erwin. So if you are in the minority who have not watched Attack on Titan, then prepare yourself. You are in for some amazing action sequences, end of the world scaled events, and absolutely beautiful dynamic camera angles to go along with that action and breathtaking fight animation. The final season is supposed to be dropping fall 2020, but outside of the original trailer dropping, we haven't had any further updates as of yet. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll be sure to notify everyone as soon as there's more information. Well, that's another top 5 choices to watch on Netflix right now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, because I want to know which of these series will you be binge watching right away. That's all for this one. See you in the next video.